Welcome
They
back.
could actually hear each other online.
Gerg Live.
Were they like
I
standard
just
like
butt in on everyone's
8-inch
conversation.
headsets, or were they like
No,
actual?
they were like,
Oh, they
it
can't
was like
hear
the
me.
Plantronics.
All right, everyone. We're starting.
All right.
We're going.
We're going.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Greg.
Fuck you, dumbass.
Welcome to Gerg Live, a radio style talk show. Dota 2 esports, salty, and we're joined by a special guest this week, Cyborg Matt. Of course, I'm Gerg. With me is Charlie, aka Monolith, aka the Sunflower Yang. What's up, buddy?
Shut up. Don't talk to me. I'm actually so mad right now. I'm also mad at you.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Okay, well, let me explain the situation. I was
No,
coming.
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear your shit.
I was coming from
Like-
Connecticut. The train was delayed. I don't want to talk about it.
Greg, you delayed the show so you could make a beer run, dude. Don't even.
Dude, I
try
wish
to-
I had made a beer
You
run.
spent 10 minutes making overlays that nobody cares about.
All right,
Really?
well-
Does anybody actually care about overlays?
Oh, it's a salt shaker,
God.
guys!
Alright.
We're salty. Get it?
People are here for the flames.
All right, well,
We're not here for your production value.
I don't have any production value, man. This is the bare minimum.
Yeah, it looks like ass anyways.
Oh, I hate you so fucking much. Also, LD, aka Wow. I haven't come up with a new one for you yet, man. I didn't think about it.
Is this a real article? Fake evidence sees Arrow banned for life. Holy fuck!
Can we stay on topic?
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
got it.
all right. Well, yeah, LD, you're here. Great. Congrats. And Cyborg Matt is he's our special guest this week. He's gonna be he requested to be the bearer of the salt shaker, so he's here. He's
Yeah,
here.
I'm pretty fucking angry.
What's that? What's that other dude?
My favorite thing about the screen cap is the guy in the back. Oh, that's
I don't know. That was doing TA4, and this wanker in the background decided he was gonna reenact what happened last night or something. I guess.
oh god. So you're angry. Let's okay. Charlie had a request. We're gonna start off here with Good Game Agency. Do you still want to start with that,
So-
Charlie?
Sure, I'll start out with
All right. Let's
the whole.
Charlie's
whole
gonna
thing right there.
Charlie's gonna get the floor, and yeah. Good luck, buddy.
All right. I mean, so to start, obviously, I can't say whether the rumors in the Gosu Gamers article are true. If they are, I obviously wouldn't be able to say. And if we weren't sponsoring all those teams, denying it would open up speculation to other organizations, which wouldn't really appreciate the attention before they're ready. And I ain't about that bridge burning life. However,
Really?
Oh yeah.
However, I will say this: the rumors and speculation, and where the author of the article took that speculation, it's not accurate. Skim's a nice guy, but there's a lot of things in there he doesn't know, or aren't present, or are misleading about the article. The sponsor situation for each one of those teams is very different. And before anyone goes, herder, how do you know if you're not involved? It's because I'm close to the players on a personal level, and it's my job to know. But for
You're
the,
not close to all those players on a personal level.
I mean, for the most part, most of them are
Okay.
enough for me to know.
There's one of those teams you are not close to those players on a personal level.
At
for
all.
sure.
Let's arguable. Let's not get into that. Let's not get into that.
Okay. Sure.
But fuck you. But for the sake of discussion, let's say the rumors are true. The article brings up like a number of interesting, for lack of a better term, points that people want to talk about. And so I think as a group, we decided we would talk about it on the show. So let's entertain the idea of things like match fixing, monopolies, and leverage. I think the match fixing issue is actually the dumbest one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed.
Absolutely the dumbest
the-
discussion point. on
the-
this.
Like the first issue, there's the question of, would an owner of multiple teams order them to throw against each other? I think that question is irrelevant because every owner is different. Not every owner is competent, and not every owner is rational. I think the better question to ask here is whether or not it's in the owner's best interest to match fix and to have teams throw against each other.
Well, there's already a confirmed throw order that was disobeyed, Charlie.
Yeah, man. Mason just fucking ruining dreams.
I mean, let's just clear things up. We all know why Mason was cut, dude.
3-2-2. But to be serious, like to the answer to that question and whether Alex owns all these teams or he doesn't, the answer is no. It's actually really not in the owner's best interest to match fix. The risk that you take from your entire organization being barred from competing, it's way too high to justify the potential reward for a percentage of extra prize money or better placing or whatever. And if a team's big enough to get multiple teams competing at a high level, the benefit of that relatively small boost to your profile or profits is nothing compared to the damage that's going to do to your place in esports.
I mean, that's like irreparable damage.
Yeah,
Like, if you do
that's
that,
like
you're
a Jimmy.
fucked. Like, get out.
That's like a Jimmy level play. It's high risk, low reward. Hashtag just Jimmy things. And like on top of that, no owner wants to ask their players to throw. Like, what kind of conversation do you think that's like? No matter how you dress it up, it just sounds like, hey, you guys want to tank your public image and risk your career so I can make some more cash? I mean, that's so stupid. Maybe
I mean,
if
it worked in SCA, so.
I mean, that's sort of a different issue. I don't know. Maybe if Reddit
that is definitely a very different issue.
That's a different issue. I mean, maybe if Redditors were team owners, that would happen. But the level of distrust you create between your players with that move, it's not worth like any amount of prize money you would win. And then the second issue with the whole throwing thing, I mean, I see one of these points repeated a lot. It's that obviously no one believes that teams would actually throw for one another, but the question is always there.
Yeah, it's the possibility that exists.
But by definition, if reasonable people don't believe that teams would actually throw, the question, it's not really there. So if you want to talk about unreasonable people, well,
well,
here's the thing. If you want to talk about unreasonable people, the question is always there regardless of who owns the teams. Twitch chat spams 322 every time a team misplays. Doesn't matter who the fuck is playing. Like Heyoka brought up the point on Twitter that situations where the question of match fixing is possible should be removed entirely. Like, I love Matt, but that's as dumb as the time he tried to brag about how many liquid jerseys he saw at TI4. Like,
that was a good flame, Charlie. I don't think that really addresses his point.
No, but I know. I'm not done yet. So, like, the question of match fixing, the question of match fixing exists as long as betting and matches exist. Like, the same team owners doesn't necessarily encourage match fixing.
No, it just exponentially ramps up room for speculation and questions.
I mean, everyone's going to speculate. It's like it's going to happen regardless.
Getting Dota 2 Lounge shut down is a whole different discussion.
I mean, I'm not trying to get Dota 2 Lounge shut down. I'm just saying, like, this is like...
I mean, you guys had enough problem getting your matches listed to begin with.
Yeah,
you
man.
definitely would
Yeah.
have go on record as being anti-Dota 2 Lounge, Charlie. So, you know, we're sure.
That ain't on me. But you know, the thing is, you know what does encourage match fixing? Playing a game full-time and not having it be able to support you full-time. You know what solves that? A good fucking sponsorship.
I love how you raised the monster can just as you said that.
Yeah. I was actually just really thirsty because I was talking a lot. That was completely unintentional, and by the time I raised it, I realized what I was doing.
Dude, you're disgusting.
Okay, but see, Charlie, here's the assumption that's ridiculous: is that it's necessary or unavoidable that you have to have multiple teams owned by a single organization in order for everyone to earn a good salary and be treated.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's a false premise.
That's not what I'm saying, though.
Okay. Well,
I mean, that was just an example. It's not just an example. My point is that teams are going to, the speculation is always going to be there. It's so irrelevant. And the thing is that if you think that Arteezy would listen to anything Alex says, you have no idea what Arteezy is actually like.
But do you even need 5 players?
But that's one. First of all, that's one player. Second,
I mean, that's just an example. That's just an example. Here's the thing: they're not going to throw. It's just
Charlie. You're talking with the context of your players. You don't know every top pro player. You don't know. You don't know some of the players out there who could potentially someday end up on a good game agency team. You might not know them as well as you know Arteezy before they do. That's the point.
I'm just using Arteezy.
Are you personally vouching for every player who will ever come through the good game agency that they would never consider throwing a match? You can't say that. That's just a ridiculous statement.
No, I can personally vouch that every player under the game agency tag would never throw a match. And the moment that they do, they're removed.
It's either one.
No, I mean,
it's they never would, but if they do, then we'll kick.
I mean, like the question and point is, would the order come from above? And it wouldn't.
No, nobody.
Well,
I don't think many reasonable people actually think there's a throw order. That's a straw man.
Yeah, I mean, so like the issue here is what is that having the same team owner would incentivize teams to throw.
No, listen. The real agency, the real issue with this potential agency that owns 5, 6, 8.
Right,
10,
it's not throwing. It's about monopolies and leverage.
Yes, it's about monopolies and it's about.
So I just wanted to get the throw shit out of the way because that was clearly the dumbest.
I don't think that
took a while to get there, but I think we can all agree it's not really that big of a deal.
I feel like when it comes to the throwing thing, like being on the same team is not going to be, or being on the same umbrella is not going to change the incentives to throw.
I think it adds more confusion and potential for issues.
Sure.
Maybe not for Charlie's organization, but it's not the only team that owns multiple teams already, or agency, whatever the term that we're using is. It doesn't really matter.
Whatever, I don't care.
Okay, so the real issues, right? Monopolization and collusion. So
wait, collusion?
Potential for collusion.
Potential for collusion in what sense?
In the sense that organizations that should be competitive, teams competing against each other, work together to bully other organizations.
Okay, so not collusion, but rather leverage.
No, there's a line. Where you cross the line is, for example, when you fix prices. When you openly communicate with your competitors about things that should be
right.
restricted to competitive discussion.
So in terms of what exactly what kind of prices are you referring to?
Minimum appearance fees. Nobody will do this tournament unless they show up for this amount of money, or we'll only accept this revenue share percentage.
Fair. So I'll go into this.
Or more market division is another great example. Where
so all of this,
we take this region, you take this region, you take that region.
Fair. All of this is sort of speculative, and I think. No one really talking about this knows what a monopoly is going to look like with regards to esports teams. I agree that the typical view of a monopoly is something that's not going to be positive for the scene. I mean, no one wants a single person to dictate how the scene is going to do, how the scene is going to look like, or do whatever he or she wants in the scene without consequences. Like nobody, that's not good for anybody. I think the talk about specific circumstances where the monopoly owner doesn't get what he or she wants, and does something drastic like pull teams out of a tournament, I don't even think that's something that's really feasible in the scene. I mean, regardless of how many teams an owner owns, a managing organization is always going to have numerous obligations to a variety of sources. So that absolute power over the scene is probably only possible for a company like Valve. Even then, they have obligations as well. And above all,
there are grades of power below absolute power that still are undesirable.
That's fair. That's
just because Valve are the only ones that could fully pull
absolute power, as I use that as for lack of a better term. Even like grades close to that or grades that would be deemed unacceptable, there are checks and balances for every organization, no matter how many teams they own. And the biggest one is that, above all, teams have an obligation to their players. I think very few people know what the relationship is like between players on a team and their management. And the players themselves are not going to do something drastic that's not in their best interest. I mean, you think the fact that the company owns the contracts to a player means that the player has to or will just follow orders? I mean, something a lot of management in esports has forgotten or has really never known is that owning a player contract doesn't mean that you own the person. Players are still people and they're individual actors, not channels.
You're grossly exaggerating the amount of agency that the average player feels. Most players, when they're under contract, think they have no choice. If it's in the paper, You got to follow the rules. You don't want to piss off any sort of important esports personality. A lot of these players are young. They've never been on a top team before. They don't think that they have power, Charlie. Maybe you realize that they do.
That's part of it. And that's I think that's a separate issue. Getting players to realize that they have power.
Well, who's going to educate the players? Is the GG agency going to first of all want to make sure that they're making as much money as possible, and also, we'll make sure the players are looking out for themselves at the same time? And that's the crux of the issue with the whole theory about the GG agency, that they're simultaneously a team and an agency. Because the way it works in normal sports is you have agents who represent players who negotiate on behalf of the players an adversarial relationship to get the best possible benefit for those players from the team. And the team say, okay, we'll only take you for this much. You're not actually as
agency doesn't have to directly describe.
Are you saying
it doesn't? I wouldn't say it describes a different sort of relationship. It doesn't describe the relationship between players and the teams. I mean, there's no. I'm not going to pretend that the relationship between players and the team itself is your traditional team relationship. Good Game Agency is something else. I mean, it's just a name.
So you're not actually an agency.
I think
it's an umbrella.
Agency.
What is the GG agency?
It's a agency in other respects.
It's a marketing. It's more. It's like
I'm not pretending that.
I'm not pretending. Right?
Yeah, I'm not pretending that we act as an agent for these players. No, I mean that's not a claim.
Okay, so the GG agency is not looking out for the player's best interest, although of course you'd like to do that, but your primary goal is to run a team,
right?
And a team looks out for the team's best interest.
I think. No, I mean obviously when you enter in a contract negotiation with a set of players or whatever, it is an adversarial relationship. Like, let's not pretend anything else. And that's okay. That is what it is. And do players need agents? Do players need, I guess, better informed representation? Absolutely.
Let me ask you this: who's looking out for the players right now? You would say you are as a manager, and of course, when it comes to matters.
I mean, you're asking a question that's.
These questions are more relevant,
right? No, they're absolutely they're absolutely relevant. And I hate to do the Charlie Yang no comment thing, but as of now,
Gerg.
All right. Here.
You've been very quiet, Gerg.
Can you? Okay.
Matt said he was going to Gerg out, and I'm not hearing much from Matt.
Okay, I'm not sure if Matt's. Okay, he's here. Okay. Here's my perspective on the situation as like a caster / new tournament organizer. Imagine you have the situation where you're planning a tournament or a LAN or something, and there's a set of conditions put into place for every tournament, and the people for GG agency, aka you, deem that they're unacceptable and pull their teams. Is that like a thing that could ever happen? Because it seems like you think it doesn't.
No,
it can't happen.
It's really not, because when you talk about that situation where teams pull out of a tournament, it's not going to be because of bullshit esports politics. It's going to be because the tournament was shit and the players don't want to play in it. A team monopoly is a misnomer, because at the end of the day, the organization's obligation is to the players. Nobody is going to force them to do what's not in their best interests. So tournaments worrying about monopoly leverage shouldn't be worrying about whether their interests are being hampered by a team owner. They should be worried about their interests being shut down by something like a player union. And this is something that can exist whether all of those player contracts are owned by a single entity or not.
Don't you think that a thing like a players union is basically what's being formed if you have 5 teams under the same umbrella?
No comment.
At a certain point,
here's the thing: the TL. I mean,
Charlie,
no
can you
comment.
restart your video? Or not, Charlie? LD, can you restart your video? You're just stuck drinking right now, and never mind, it's good.
Really?
It's good.
No, it's
here's
the TLDR. If you're a tournament organizer and you're worried about teams not playing in your tournament, if you're worried about your tournament not getting funding, if you're worried about how you're going to keep your pockets lined with dirty esports money, don't worry about this. The base premise of this industry doesn't change. Put on a good product, treat the players right, work hard, and don't be a piece of shit. That's it.
Okay, let's look at it this way. First of all, do we want to move on? Because the chat's getting rowdy, so we can't just move on. If we're feeling this is not going anywhere, we have someone who's got a conflict of interest.
I mean,
on both sides of this discussion.
Yeah, I mean,
actually,
everyone here has a fucking
everyone here
conflict
except
of
for
interest.
Matt has a conflict of interest.
Matt.
So we could hear from Matt, or we could move on.
Do you have perspective?
My
Thoughts on
take
this?
is like there's no like fine line there. Like it's all well and good saying that you're not going to do this, this, and that, but like, what is stopping you from?
Yeah, like who's gonna stop you from doing like something that you wouldn't be able to otherwise do?
Checks and balances.
Like
Yeah,
Valve
with
is
no
not gonna stop you
regulations
from
in
doing
place.
fucking anything.
Valve wants to be like fucking miles away from this shit anyway. Like, no one's there to regulate it, and like, no one's stopping you from going over that line. Like, what? Only your word is basically.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
That's
like- I
my
think
that's
the
my end
biggest
perspective
concept.
on that. And I do like my experiences never really had a bad time with any of the people that are involved in what might happen. But I mean I don't know. It's just I think it comes down to the fact that possibilities exist that might not otherwise, and whether you're willing to deal with that when they're not. But the thing I will say about this, there's been a lot of talk about like the reason this is happening is because players are getting better conditions at other teams, at one team rather than another. And to a point, I think that's probably true. But I mean, I don't know. David, I know you have an opinion about this. Like,
I mean, basically, where I come at this from is like you're looking at it from a perspective where you're benevolent. I think you're a good guy. I think you treat your players well. I don't think you have to fuck them. I don't think necessarily anyone from GG Agency is. But the whole point that Matt's brought up is the crux of the issue. Just because right now you're not corrupt, you don't take advantage, doesn't mean that you might not become corrupted. Doesn't mean that others might not usurp you and then become corrupted. Doesn't address the core issue, which is that why should there be a scenario possible where someone could abuse their power by owning too many teams? And it can be leveraged in multiple ways. Against tournaments is one angle, against players is another, against the community is a third. And the core point here is, obviously, as long as teams are making a lot of money off of a tournament, they want to be a part of that tournament. And of course, they want their players to be happy because that in the long run is good for the business. But at a certain point, we could make more money. Why just own the teams when we could also just say these teams can only play our league, and then we can double dip. We can earn money from sponsors for the league, also sponsors for the teams, and we have more ad space to sell. So at some point, it's just, why don't we just establish a monopoly in a competitive market, which currently exists? That's the crux of the argument. And the biggest issue, which I don't think you can address because of your position at GG, and I just laid on the table if anyone wants to reply to it.
I don't know.
I missed like half of that. Who told us to use this chat program?
Conrad.
Did you guys hear me, or is that?
I heard you fine.
Okay.
Charlie's just got issues.
Charlie, I'll conveniently just lost half.
Yeah, can't Charlie conveniently? All right, fuck you, Charlie.
Move on,
I'm
Greg.
sick of your shit.
Move on.
Let's move on to something else.
Fuck you guys.
One more point
And-
is that I think we should talk about the international as well. Like, imagine, let's say they do get 5 teams, and then 4 of them become in the top 8. Sure, that's like a snowball effect to just take up the rest of the market. Because the return on investment in getting a team into the international top 8 has to be fucking massive, no matter how many teams you take on, how many sponsors you have.
Yeah.
I think there's a real issue there where it can also snowball on.
It's different if it's a closed market, right? Like if somebody owns all the teams and owns the entire league, there's no conflict of interest because no matter who wins the league, they're still making money. But it's different when there's an outside source of revenue to be gained, whether it's third-party tournaments or, in particular, in our case, TI. At that point, you have a massive motivation to collude. Even if you would never collude, even with Alex would never collude.
Why is
somebody
there?
could.
Why is there a massive, like?
From a financial, you have a financial motive, not a massive motivation. You have a
Explain
financial
what you mean by collude in the scenario.
For example, if in a different universe there was a throw order and someone obeys it and somebody makes more money, it's a scenario that shouldn't be possible.
Well,
Because then it's only people
I
can
just said that it's not even in the owner's best interest to issue a thorough order.
Yeah, but it could be for another owner who's more short-sighted. You're assuming a very benevolent and intelligent owner. Let's be honest. This is the real world. No one did this.
Like benevolence aside, it's just from a complete like is it in their best?
This is your last. This is your last statement.
Like it doesn't make any sense. I mean, like I could totally I could go right now and I don't know, steal somebody's shit from another desk. I could go mug somebody right now, but is it really
All
in
right,
my
this is the
best
world's
interest to
shittiest
do that?
argument. All right, we're done.
That's like the
We're
same
done.
thing that
We're
you're
fucking.
saying.
We're done. We're done. We're moving on.
We lost IX Mike, guys.
I don't care about IX Mike. We're
I
starting with
really
Dream
don't
League.
give a shit about IX Mike either.
Unless anyone has anything massively compelling to say, we're fucking done with this topic.
No, move on.
It's been Gerged.
No.
Okay. Dream League. Let's get into Dream League. There's been a lot of issues recently regarding scheduling. Nukes obviously has continued fucking up and is now not working at Dream League anymore. Et cetera, et cetera. What's Charlie?
Wait, is he not working at Dream
Apparently
League?
he
Yeah,
resigned.
let me clear up. Nukes is actually a really nice guy. This is all about the fucking lead up to Dream League Season 2. And
Where do you see that?
There was a statement somewhere that said he was no longer working.
He's no longer working for DreamHack. He stepped down because he's too much bullshit. Like, a lot of these people working for DreamHack and stuff are doing this like volunteer anyway. Like, and Nukes is a really nice guy, regardless of what you've seen him say in public and stuff. But basically, for Dream League Season 2, there was like fuck all preparation. They came in at like super last minute. Basically, everyone's had to move their schedules out of the way, and they want to do this Phase 2 LAN, bring all the teams across. None of the teams want to do it. The teams are not going to get paid enough. That's another concern, that if they do get over, like, expenses are not going to be high enough for them.
Because
There's so many
that's pretty much
issues.
always a problem, right? It's like you go to a LAN, you're told expenses are going to be paid, and inevitably there's a lot of expenses that come up that maybe were not accounted for or whatever. And
Okay, let me just jump in real quickly for expenses to be paid, because we did for the Summit one. What we did was we had a set travel stipend for every team, right? And the nice thing about that is that you know exactly how much money it's going to be. So you could say, okay, we have $50,000 or whatever the number is. That's the travel stipend, and so you could say it's part of the prize pool, and you can help promote your tournament that way. D2L is currently doing this. If you look at their ticket on the Dota 2 store, and we did the same thing for the Summit. So I'm not picking on anyone here for the Summit one. It's $100,000 in, I think they call it prizes or winnings. 50,000 of which, or something along those lines, deducted to cover expenses. Now, when you pay all the expenses, you don't know how much that is. So you can say it's like 120,000-ish prize money, but we don't really know. So just take our word for it. It's going to be about that amount. And then, there may be people ask you to produce receipts, or maybe you estimate a little bit wrong. Plane tickets are cheaper that day. Or, let's say Vici bails out because they don't get visas. Now you bring in Navi NA or something if they don't qualify. And all of a sudden, you haven't hit your number and people are pissed off. So
Sure.
It's very complicated when it comes to those numbers.
I mean, looking at this from a bigger issue, I mean, Matt Tyne touched on this. We touched on this last week. But the fact of the matter is that Dream League was really fucking poorly organized. From the beginning to now, continuing forward to the LAN, we don't know what that's going to hold. But it was scheduled very last minute, it fucked up every other tournament schedule. Pretty much everyone has had to make, all sorts of just ridiculous organizations with their tournament to try to make the schedules work. And that's sort of the long and short of it. On top of the fact that they also have this admin who was under a lot of public scrutiny. And, I mean, sure, maybe some of the decisions he made were not great, or he fucked up repeatedly, but he's still catching a lot of heat as a part of sort of like a bigger issue. Like, the fact that there's fucking 2 hours scheduled for a best of 3 is ridiculous. And then that in a vacuum is just the entire fucking Dream League. It's 2 hours for best of 3 in an open bracket. That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. Open brackets take forever.
Yeah, why the fuck does Tinker and Secret have to play through an open bracket? Now, I'm fine if Tinker and Secret don't get seeded to the same location that, say Alliance did when, they've changed roster. But let's pretend they had this exact same 5 players, remove that argument from the table. If they get seeded directly into the next stage or 2 stages down the road, that's fine because they did really well at the previous event. What's not fine is that you have 5 players who all did very well at previous Dream Leagues and are established players for Secret, or in the case of Tinker, similar, pretty established. They have to, we did this last week, so let's not rehash it too much.
I mean, we can
some of the teams they had to play was just a joke.
It's ridiculous.
It's basically just terrible format, terrible rules passing over from Season 1. I mean, you have to remember, the good studio...
Was it the same in Season 1 with the rules?
Yeah, these are the rules. This is why we're in this situation now, because the shitty rules from Season 1 have carried over to Season 2 and set this situation up. It was the top 3 from each region would go directly into the invites, which completely doesn't take into account any of the players. Basically, all it does is for the organizations, really. So people like Fnatic benefit hugely because they get a direct invite, even though they have no team.
Yeah,
so
their team is Hani +4.
And then on top of this, and in regards to scheduling, like a lot of organizations have tried to work with DreamHack throughout the entire fucking year to build a schedule around them, and DreamHack have only just come along within like this last month or two
Not even.
and said this is our dates. Not even, like, it was super last minute.
It's like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Which is
And they
complete, it's just
basically
so fucking
said
aggravating.
these are the dates. You guys get the fuck out the way.
Yeah. And I mean, that in itself is, another huge problem. And I think no one really has a problem with what DreamHack's trying to do. They're trying to create sort of like an in-person league with the LAN season, like sort of like LCS or something.
All they had to do was let the good studio run the tournament. The good studio are not fucking stupid. They know how to run a tournament. They know how to make a format. They know how to make a rules. They know how to work with people. They know who needs to be taken care of, the players and the teams and the community.
Okay, well, Matt, season 1 was a great success. Why are they not running the tournament? Like, they did a great job. Presumably, they made Dream League some money. The discussion we'll get to later about the delays and prize pool being paid aside.
For some reason, DreamHack don't want to let the good studio be involved. All they want the good studio to do is to do the casting.
Did James say something he shouldn't have said?
I guess there's a bit of bad blood there, but I don't. Who knows? But like, you have to be smart about this shit. You can't just do this. Like, right now, I can tell you that Dream League haven't even submitted a fucking ticket. No bundle, no ticket. And with the new format system, Valve will not put in a bundle for them.
Wait, not even a basic ticket, not just like a ticket only Dota TV access.
If they had submitted a ticket, they would have been in the patch a couple of weeks ago with the D2L ticket and stuff. Well, they didn't submit fuck all. Well, I mean, this is pure incompetence.
Oh man, and the new.
I mean, we might be getting ahead of ourselves though. Is there any chance that that's something to do with the payments? Do you think? No, I don't want to dig into that fully. Is that possibility?
Well, you're gonna dig into that fucking big, huge. That's what I'm waiting for.
But I mean, that's gonna happen. But I'm trying to fit in all these other topics first.
Like, I'm thinking, do DreamHack even know that's going on right now? Do they even know that's a situation? I don't even know they do.
That's an indictment, I feel.
Oh man! All right.
It's just what's really sad is because with season 1, they're in such a good position. They got out front. They dodged the international, all that shit with the compendium where everyone else got fucked. Like, it's a good product. How can you ruin a good product like that? It's just disappointing to see that happen. That's why I'm so angry.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's a fair statement.
And now,
I mean, they distanced themselves from it today a bit.
Even if they get a bundle with all this public shit going on, who's going to buy it anyway? People are salty as fuck about that stuff.
Dude, and can we also talk about this statement that they released? Holy fuck!
Put it up on the screen. You should probably zoom in a little bit.
It's not even right. If I was doing that, basically Join Dota was just a fucking mouthpiece for them. Like,
absolutely,
they didn't even ask the proper questions. Like, why don't you, in that situation as journalists, you're as a journalist, you're supposed to ask the questions that have the most impact and get to the proper answer. Basically, that just looks like, here's what happened. Put this on your website, and we'll get Join Dota get hits from it.
Yeah, I mean, Join Dota is just sitting there like, look at this traffic. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's drama.
There's just nothing. There's literally nothing in this thread which is like valuable information, I think. Like, most of the information here, he said my interpretation of the logs, did not post the logs, which is, you can talk about etiquette regarding posting logs. Chappie posted all the logs, well, not all of them, but the vast majority of the logs with relevant discussion. I mean, this statement is also just so fucking poorly worded. Like, holy shit, this is a $100,000 tournament. Someone should goddamn proofread your statement. Like, I don't know. Everything about this is just fucking.
This isn't an attack against Join Dota, and it's just more disappointment that, like, I just wish more, they were more willing to like get down to the root cause of the issue, and like they should have, posted those chat logs, and then why not? If everyone has the hard evidence right there in front of them, why don't they present it? Why do we have to go through this charade of fucking, oh well, this is what he said, she said, and this is and this is my statement? Like, why? It's all bollocks.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I read through this statement and I put a comment on the thread, which people started like giving me shit for, but basically this statement had nothing in it that was like in middle. And I can understand that you could say that, of course they're not going to be like, yeah, we fucked. I mean, they're not going to like throw management on the bus or something. But as far as I know, like Hellspawn is pretty intimately involved with planning this tournament. So, he's
a product manager.
Hellspawn is a really nice guy. He just has so much going on. Like, He was in DreamHack Moscow. Like when I feel like the guy is under so much stress. Like I would never want to be in his shoes. Like he has to do so much fucking work for what he has to do, and so many projects are going on at DreamHack, and there's not a lot of stuff there. Like
Yeah, but you can't make fuck ups like
like
this.
I know, and I hope that DreamHack see this and they see that the strain that has been put on their staff and they do something about it. But it's like I see the good shooter right next to these guys, and I know these guys so fucking well, and I know how well they can run a tournament. It's just why wouldn't you let these guys be more involved?
Yeah.
Well, they've already done it. I mean, they did a great job with Dream League Season 1.
I mean, that's
didn't.
probably a political reason that nobody
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fucking sad because then the Dream League is just gonna crash and burn, which is a shame.
Yeah, I mean they're fucked now. Like this whole tournament is now, has a giant fucking asterisk or like, cloud over it basically. That's like,
Well, and the thing that really sucks is it's not like there's like an amazing studio that just happens to be in Stockholm,
yeah.
right near TV6. Oh, we'll just go with them instead since we're not getting along with the good studio. Like Dream League's a little bit fucked. Good studio's a little bit fucked. It was a great, kind of, I don't know, born out of convenience opportunity. I mean, I don't think you can really work with them in the future if you're the GD, or if you do, they did try to distance themselves today in the GD meal a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
that wasn't really us guys, but
yeah, I mean, whatever.
A lot of people won't realize.
It's just a shame.
Yeah, I think that's a good summation of the topic. Charlie, do you have any comments about Dream League?
I mean, you guys summed it up.
I mean, Charlie, your players tweeted, "Fuck Dream League." Where's my money? Well, where's my money is a different issue.
Yeah,
but the fuck Dream League, is that just about the money, or?
I mean, no, that was mainly about like Arteezy's like super late to the party and he just read about it and then he like as he tweeted that realized that today and he was like, oh, this is really shit. I'm gonna tweet about it.
I mean, can you give us like a general opinion of what your team thinks of Phase 2? I mean, a lot of
nobody wants to be there for 2 weeks. It's a huge commitment for not a lot of money. I mean, okay, not to say not a lot of money, but like relative to every other tournament that's doing something like this, it's not a lot of money.
Yeah, so the issue there again is they don't have a bundle, so like they're not even making money right now. And by the time they do get someone in, it could be too late.
It's not going to be. I mean, like you compare it to ESL. We spent 2 days of playtime there, $100,000. Whereas compared to Dream League, we're going to have to spend 2 weeks in Stockholm or Sweden, and it's for the same amount, and the prize funding is probably not going to be as much.
Yeah.
I mean, at what level do you start looking at maybe this tournament isn't for my guys? Or like, when does that become a thing?
It's already a thing.
Is that their decision or your decision? Or is it their decision?
No, the players are going to go to whatever tournament that they want to go to.
Okay.
Most of the decisions regarding where we've gone this year, it's primarily theirs. I give them the information, we talk about it. Sometimes I present devil's advocate, and then that's it. But as far as whether or not we go to Dream League, fortunately for them, they got very lucky with their timing this year. There's literally nothing else going on during those 2 weeks. Well, that's
okay. There was a lot going on. That has been. We'll just move that,
and it's been moved. To be fair, they got very lucky with that. So it freed up a lot of shit.
The way I look at it is they built up a lot of credibility with the teams in Season 1 and the preseason, although that wasn't like a particularly long event. And they just used it all up for Season 2. So they better make the teams really fucking happy. Or I mean, if there's a Season 3, it's not going to be anything like what they're hoping for.
They'd lose all their leverage. They can't come to you guys and just bully you out the way. And the knock-on effect is actually fucking huge behind the scenes because like, for Season 2, it was basically they bulldozed the way through everything and were like, hey guys, get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
So I imagine, and not to mention, like, they have an Eastern Division with teams.
Do you know what's going on there? Is it wrong to bring that up? Because like they made a big deal on their broadcast, like, oh, we know MVP Phoenix qualified, but we have no idea who these other 3 teams are. I assume that means they've been trying to get Ace to let these teams play their event, and the teams aren't really that keen on it. Is that basically the gist of it? Or?
Yeah, I mean, right now, like, with the teams in conjunction with Ace are they're very worried about what tournaments they attend now. Like, They've been a bit burnt out. Like, I mean, look at VG, man. Fucking 90 days after TI4, they played over 100 matches. Those guys were so fucking tired when I saw them. And like, even now, like, you know, teams like Newbie and VG, the teams you want at your tournament, you know, to represent China, they're not willing to come over here unless it's like really fucking good. And Dream League right now is in a position where like they can't really offer too much because their prize pool isn't increasing. You know, it's not really something the players want to do. They don't want to go over fucking here for 2 weeks. No way. I mean, if teams from Europe and America are like hesitant about going to Sweden for 2 weeks, imagine how hesitant a Chinese team's going to be.
Yeah.
You know, it's we're actually probably going to see a situation where, I mean, we're already seeing it. Like teams are dropping out. Eastern teams are dropping out of tournaments left, right, and center at the moment because they're just sitting down and going, "Why are we even doing this?" Like, you know, there's Chinese tournaments that want to happen and they want those teams there. So like,
Just
you know, if the teams are always out of the country, maybe they just figured it. Yeah, maybe it's just figured it's better to stay home. Unless you're doing a product like.
See, I think that's okay. Let me just step in and say I think that's healthy. I think it's good that teams
I'm
like,
okay
you know
with
what, this
that.
tournament, it doesn't meet our standards. Sorry, we're not going to play. It happened to us with the Summit. Virtus Pro said, you know what? It's not enough spots for European teams. We'd rather invest our time on Synergy League. We'd rather play Star Ladder, and we'd rather have some downtime to relax. And I think that's fine. You know,
I've been encouraging.
Not every tournament is for every team, and it should be that way.
I've been encouraging the teams to do this for so long. It just takes 1 or 2 to start, and I think we see a knock-on effect to tournaments sitting down and just looking at their options. Nobody wants to be burnt out as fuck. Like, you know, look at pre-TI4. Everyone was traveling all over the freaking world, and it was just crazy. Like, there's got to be a level where, you know, the teams say, right, enough is enough. Like, you know, and we think we're reaching that tipping point, especially with so many tournaments on board. I mean, you know, look at the rest of this year. We have a lot still coming. Like, it's going to be a case where a lot of teams are just like, well, no, I mean, it's your tournament's not big enough, and we don't have the time, and we're not coming. Like,
it's not just about big. It's like, for example, one of the reasons the Chinese teams aren't that keen on Western tournaments is they're like, well, okay, it's changing a little bit with certain sponsors. Like, for example, LGD has been sponsored by HyperX. Obviously, there's still some value in them attending Western events, but there are certain sponsors which are like purely Chinese market driven. For them, if they attend a tournament in the States or in Europe, it's only about the prize money. Like, they're getting very little exposure for the sponsors. So in those cases, especially, like, teams should be selective, regardless of how well the tournament treats them, how good the prize money is. If there's a similar tournament that's in China, play the Chinese tournament because you're going to make your sponsors happier. It's less travel, etc.
That's what I said. They want to be playing more homegrown tournaments. So,
yeah,
I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't know. I'm
no, it's good.
Okay with that. I mean, I guess I don't really want to get into that topic yet, but
I mean, okay, that's oversaturation, right? The argument is there's too many. There's too many good. The argument is basically there's too many good tournaments. Like, you know, I can't watch them all. Well, okay, as a viewer, your solution is watch the ones that you enjoy and that you actually care about. Whether it's games, maybe you like a team, you just follow that team. If you like, you know, the GD Studio, you watch the GD Studios content. If you like Toby, you watch Toby's cast, etc., so on. And, you know, if you like teams from a certain region, you just watch the Chinese Dota tournaments. And from an organizer's point of view, from a team's point of view, it's okay. You play the tournaments that are valuable to you, whether it be some money, sponsor branding, makes your players happy, whatever the case is. To me, that's the solution to oversaturation. I kind of disagree with this whole, like, you need a governing body. I feel it'll sort itself out naturally.
This situation fixes itself. We've seen in the past with other games, it fixes itself.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think
Do
it's
we need
just...
Charlie to rejoin because he can't hear anything?
Yeah, just try to rejoin.
Yeah.
I can't hear a fucking thing.
Really, Gerg? Trying to be fucking fan straight. Jesus.
God.
Fuck it, Gerg.
What? Are you flaming me right now? All right. Well, let's moving along here. I have a couple other topics before we get into this big, the girthy one. Did anyone watch Worlds? This is something I just want to briefly talk about. Oh god, the overlay just fucking exploded. You guys are gonna have to deal with that until Charlie rejoins. But did you guys watch Worlds?
Yeah, it was fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah,
the production was
fucking
great.
The games were shit, but the production was fucking amazing.
I will say the game wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was, mostly because the commentators are very good and they did a good job of hyping it up. But The gameplay is not Dota, right? Like I didn't watch it for the
The
gameplay.
game's fucking trash.
The game is fucking trash. That's fine.
Let's be real.
It's not as trash as what I thought it was. That's
I
all I'm
wanted
saying.
to stab my own fucking eyes out when I was watching the game, but the production
The
was
pings. Can we
The
get
Dude,
a little?
holy
shit.
fuck.
Ding 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 ding.
how the fuck can
How-
you even? And,
All right,
and
while we're
people are like-
talking, Gerg, you got to bring up a sample of this, man.
Oh,
Jesus.
oh god.
and people say, "Oh, it's because they have Chinese and Korean players. That's how they speak. They just."
Okay, they can have their pains as a team. Why do we have to hear it, dude?
I don't want to hear that as a fucking spectator.
Does this shit work?
Yes.
Yeah, you're back.
Sound great, dude.
What the fuck?
All right, we're talking about worlds.
Okay, I got Charlie to curse, man.
We fucked the overlay.
There
Can
we
we
go.
move Charlie's box around?
Hello?
Oh, we're good now.
Hello?
Dude, you're hello? We can hear you. Are you?
It's Matt's new look, dude.
Yeah, man. I've been beefing up.
I'm blaming.
Who is that dude in the back? Okay, anyway, sorry, go on.
All right, this is on fucking Charlie. I'm trying to bring up some.
Okay, they do a
Stuff,
great
yeah.
job with production, right? Like Valve produces one event a year. LCS is a year-round tournament, and they actually invest a lot more in it. Maybe it's not sustainable, maybe it's not good business, but it's a damn good show, and it's a shame that Valve doesn't do it.
I have to say, like, I feel like more effort, energy, and money was put into the pregame than the entire fucking international.
The TI4 pre-show was an embarrassment. It was like 20 minutes of, okay, we already pre-recorded something about Alliance because they won TI3, and then we thought EG would probably make it to the last day, and it's an American, well, not
Kappa.
decently large American crowd. Let's spend 20 minutes talking about these teams, and oh, by the way, Nubia and Vici are playing the grand finals. LoL Worlds, all about Samsung White, as well as Royal Club.
Yeah, they had like interviews
from start
for
to finish.
each
They,
player.
they
had like
they made the teams seem important.
Months to
TI4 minimized the teams that were actually playing the grand finals, and he made it a joke.
You have to also remember though, with Worlds, like they use that stadium just for the finals, and it's just for that match. And I mean, they can easily recreate that for TI, I mean, because on Monday the grand final is the only thing going on anyway. So, but I mean, in terms of like, if you ask anyone who worked at TI, they were very disappointed with the production at TI4. And I think it's a case of I think Valve needs some more outside help from some like big production companies, like
Yeah.
someone who can bring a new face to the project, if you know what I mean.
I mean, look at this.
Whether
There's fucking drums on the stage. There's a goddamn orchestra.
Matt,
I mean-
or Greg, are you able to turn me down? I'm getting a lot of complaints that I'm too loud. Or
Maybe you
should I
should
How many,
shut the fuck
not,
up,
should I
dude.
just not Gerg out, dude?
Just turn
I
your.
mean,
Just turn your.
This is
Matt,
called
you
fucking
should-
Gerg Live, and I can't Gerg
Can
now?
you just turn your level down on your microphone? I can't change
Yeah,
it.
I mean, then I have to yell all the
Can you
time.
just, oh my fucking
Jesus.
god.
I can't always
I
yell.
don't know. Worlds was
Not
fucking
yelling.
amazing. In terms
I mean,
of Russian,
how
like,
many
look at
years?
this.
How many years is the
Jesus
community
Christ.
complaining that the post ceremony has been shite, and everything around that has been shite? Like we haven't, like even at TI4, we didn't really see them make any major changes to like.
The techie ceremony was good, Matt. You got to admit.
No, it wasn't.
They,
No, it wasn't.
dude, they blew up some goddamn cannons.
Okay, relative
fucking
to
grats.
the techie ceremony was good.
Relative to what? To like shit?
To
But
the
like
low
that-
standard they set.
But that's like a one-time thing. That's you can only do that one time with techies in Europe, and like it's more about like the whole package, if you know what I mean. Like the pre-show.
Holy shit! Look at this. They have people drumming and
Dude, it's unbelievable.
holy fuck.
It's actually unreal. The production that went into this tournament was amazing.
It's not even that. It's all the other shots, dude. Like they had blimps flying all around Korea. They got their camera people up there for that. They sent them like all around Seoul. It was weeks of just literally using their video talent just to find good shots.
Yeah, I mean the game. It's a shame that this game
For a
is such
second
garbage.
of the show. But it's a
Jesus
show.
Christ, that
I
shit
mean,
looks so hype.
Yeah, it's
The
amazing.
show showed to millions of people, right? Like you should invest it because it's a marketing expense. It makes sense.
I mean, they obviously made enough money of TI4 to cover something like that, surely, because TI4 must have been a huge thing for them in terms of the compendium and everything else around it.
Yeah, it just makes me sad, dude. Just makes me sad that this is what Law gets.
We can increase our production. It's just whether they're willing to like
Get outside help.
spend more.
I mean, all of this speaks to a greater issue that is further down along in this show.
Let's LCF.
All right, so
size.
this is enough worlds, but I mean, I just wanted to show this because, you know, this, like, look at this fucking crowd. Holy shit. I mean, this is the kind of thing that TI should be, in my opinion. You know, it's a huge event. And the other thing that I really liked about Worlds was the fact that winning Worlds is not about the money that you get for winning Worlds. Winning Worlds is about fucking winning Worlds. It's about the trophy, that fucking amazing trophy, also sitting in the middle, you know? And the $11 million, I think, is great for Dota, but the emphasis that got put on that versus, you know, you won the fucking international is
And the
different.
Korean hype guy.
Yeah, the Korean hype guy was actually
Holy
just
shit.
crazy. But
Okay, to be fair, that guy's like that's more about him and less about LoL. But anyway,
but
Yeah, no,
I mean, and
still.
you can,
Wait, they have a hype guy?
yeah, dude, it's on the screen.
Yeah.
You should watch this video. It's
he's like a master MC. He's 42 years old. The guy's fucking amazing. They had a little segment about his life story, but he's a beast. Anyway.
all right. So I got a link here for some of the pings that, and we can just briefly.
Probably is going to get going at some point. Based
It's
on
actually
everything we've
unreal.
seen. Yes. However,
It was
the
painful.
one game
What are
that
we doing?
Samsung
I just played a little clip of the pinging going on. So that was one of the problems. But overall, I mean, it was just amazing. And yeah, I'm jealous. That's all I can say about that.
And I don't even think it's like venue size or anything like that. I think it's a case of like just overall production and like
Holy shit! Look at the people carrying out that trophy.
yeah.
You know what I actually really liked about the production? They had 3 pros on their analyst desk,
Yeah.
like all the time.
Do you know how
Yeah.
many pros I talked to at TI4 that were incredibly like I don't know what to do with myself. Like I was supposed to.
Yeah. Like once
to the
you
venue,
got to,
like, what the fuck am I doing here?
once you got to Key Arena, half those players didn't know what the fuck to do. They're just like roaming around. They
There was
didn't have
nowhere-
any-
They
But
didn't
you
even
have to
have a place
remember
to sit.
that if your team didn't qualify for the main event, you didn't even get a fucking place to sit.
Yeah.
You didn't
yeah,
get a booth.
no booths.
There were so many
People fucking
unused
versus-
booths. Like I would just walk into a booth and there's no one there, and there's a sign like restricted.
I'll be like, all right, I'm going to hang out here until someone
How-
tells me to leave.
I don't know about you guys, but that's a big fucking insult.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
okay, you didn't make it to the main event.
So fuck
feel
you.
Pretty shitty.
Fuck off.
But then, like, I was it was just like speechless, like because I was bringing I came in with a couple teams. I'm like, where are these guys going? And like, well, the booths are reserved for the teams playing. And I'm like, okay, where are these guys going? And it's like, oh, it's like, okay, that's fucking embarrassing.
It was also one of those things where there's like all the rules about where you can go right at the venue, and anyone who like
Yeah, it was.
did a little research could find out how to get wherever they want to go, and it's just like so you don't actually really enforce your rules about where people can go, but you make it difficult for people just to go where they're supposed to be able to go. It's honestly it's Valve in over their heads when it comes to this. Like they're fully capable of planning the event from a big perspective, but they're a 300-person company. They need to bring in more people to help them
Just
with this.
external help. It's
Yeah.
external help.
And
That's
they,
literally the key,
and
I
in
think.
the past,
No one is questioning their intelligence. It's literally a
there's just
numbers
not enough
problem. There's
people.
only so many people at the company. They can't do it alone. They should spend a little money and hire
You
people.
know,
who have
if you
experience.
have someone who's worked in TV all their life and production, why would you not go out and look for someone like that and hire them for the event? Like, surely that's just like that's what you do, right?
Well, to
Like
be
I
fair,
said-
they kind of did. Like, it's not like Valve is literally the production crew.
It's
They want to have
It
a
was
Valve
mostly-
person touching everything related.
This all speaks to like a greater issue that is tied into our entire what is this? Our entire list of things that we're talking about.
all right, that's enough of Worlds. Does anyone else have anything else we want to talk about before we get into this Valve thing? No.
No, I mean, it's an issue where it's more just like Worlds did a great job. It's a case study in what they could do better. There's something. Okay, the good news is Valve made a fucking great game.
Yeah.
I don't think many of us
Dota's
feel
amazing.
that strongly about LoL. You can make a great game better with production. It's very hard to add. Like you can only do so much if your product's not that exciting. I mean, obviously there's a successful, but none of us here are watching it, and none of our viewers are. So anyway, let's move along.
Yeah. So I mean, just to finish out what I was saying earlier, winning Worlds is about championship, but again, that comes down to the tournament structure, right? It's LCS, but moving
It
on.
also comes down to the league structure surrounding it.
Yeah.
Like
and the things that lead up to it is what you mean, right?
Right. Well, I mean, Valve provide. I mean, this is more similar to the NBA than like League is more like the NBA, whereas Dota is more like something like Wimbledon, where tennis is focused on prize payouts, whereas the NBA is focused on the league structure. When you win the NBA championships, you don't actually. There's no like prize pool.
Yeah. Well, there might be. I think you do win something.
So you're saying there's more of a prize pool factor in Dota than there's in LoL?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I just don't like that that's emphasized where it's like you won $11 million, not you won the international. But I guess that's just, part of the the media attention around the event, stuff like that is mostly because of the prize pool. But this sort of again leads into this bigger issue here. So Kennegat made a post on Reddit. There was some posts by a couple pro players. I got one right here from Peter saying that it's hard to find motivation for tournaments that don't pay out. Star Ladder, Dream League, and ESL One Frankfurt. And then Kennegat comes out, makes this post here. And basically what the long and short of it is that Valve has not paid out a shitload of money to pretty much every single tournament from community contributions except for the Summit. It's really what it comes down to.
Well, where do we even start here? Like, this issue goes back.
This issue goes back, but this is the surfacing of this issue is about an hour ago from this post.
Yeah. This has been an underlying issue for quite a while, though. I actually want to ask Charlie, like, how did Peter not know about this situation? Have you guys just...
No, he did. This is something we've talked about before.
Is this a tactical feed, Charlie?
It's
throw your player under the bus just to get a little publicity.
It's frustration, is what it is.
It's frustration
from you or from him?
From him, from the players not getting paid.
No, let's be realistic. Everyone's frustrated about this situation because it fucks everyone over. This is an issue that goes back to the start of this year. This
issue is one microcosm of like something else, and my balls are not as big as Kennegat's.
I mean,
fuck it, I'll do it.
So why are you talking?
This is why you're here, dude.
Can we get Kennegat on the show?
I'm bitch made for this show.
I'm here. I'll do this.
All right, Matt. This is you, dude.
I've been in the fucking center of this shit all fucking year, and basically what happened earlier on in the year is we started reaching let me set it up better. Like, for the past couple years, I've been running a side project for the players and the teams where I keep track of every tournament who was paid out to the players and to the teams, to make sure we don't fall behind, because last year we had quite a big issue where a lot of tournament organizers fell really far behind, and it covers pretty much every little tournament organizer going up to the big ones. And it was a case of me just approaching these guys, can we get an update on the situation, to give the teams an update when they can expect to get paid, because before all the prize pool boosting tickets came out and everything, there was always a lag between a tournament ending and a team getting paid for the majority of organizations.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it's for tax reasons, invoicing reasons, all this other bullshit behind it, there would tend to be a lag of a minimum of 3 months.
3 months.
Nearly minimum 3 months in every single organization.
And this was also before crowdfunding as well.
Yeah, this was.
Let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Organizers have been slow at paying out prize money.
So when we reached the first couple months of this year, all of last year was sorted, with the exception of some tiny tournaments who were still waiting from invoices from teams and just general bullshit that needed to get sorted out. Then we got towards the end of last year, we got the prize pool increasing ticket system after TI3. I think MLG Columbus was the first one to make use of it. And the first few tournaments that used the system were fine. They ran the tournament. When the tournament ended, they closed off the ticket. And then, because the tickets, for those that don't know, go through the Valve's workshop system, the same system that the artists use and everyone else. So that's how the tournaments get paid, basically, is going through the same system as the artist. And how that system works is you submit your information, your organization information, your tax information, and then you wait, basically. And then you're supposed to get a payment from Valve at the end of the month, or some point during the month, a couple months later, so to speak, or 3 months later.
It's normally the end of the month, but
sometimes it can vary when it tends to show up. So then, in the early stages of this year, there was changes to the tax system on the workshop system of basically everyone had to refill out their tax system, so resubmit W8 Ben forms and all this stuff.
Yeah, Matt, can I just interject real quickly? This wasn't because of as far as I'm aware anyway, I could be wrong, but as far as I'm aware, there wasn't a big change in U.S. tax policy. It was Valve reevaluating.
No, there's multiple reasons here. So this was just redoing the system. Basically, they went from a manual system to an automatic system. When that system went in, it caused a lot of problems, especially in Europe, for people like Starter and D2CL and some of these organizations over in CIS, where they couldn't actually complete the new tax system, which meant that they couldn't get paid for anything they had done on the workshop or the tournaments and everything. And then on top of that, during this time, the workshop backend was also going through a change where right now, people who make stuff and put it on the workshop, they get no stats. They don't know. When a Nuxie releases like 5 sets, she has no idea how much that each set is sold. Basically, she gets paid a lump sum every month, and that's how it works for the tournaments, and that's how it works for.
That's how it works for
workshop.
everything.
It used to be possible if you were persistent to get stats, but
yeah, you would have to.
From what I understand, they just have too much volume. Too many people are saying we want our data. Send us the spreadsheet, and it's not like there's like a document that they're just like, oh, we don't want to give that to them. They actually have to create this thing, and it's
there's
like
there's essentially there's no system in place for them to automatically get this. Which
not yet. I mean, so this is what they were working on the back end of last year and all throughout this year, and it required redoing the whole workshop back end process, which also involved the tax change as well, and all of this stuff. And what happened midway through that process is the actual payment system, which seems to be just for organizers, just for the tournaments, failed. Like somewhere along the line with the prize pool boosting tickets and the organizers who were putting their tickets through the workshop somehow got caught up in the system during these changes, and they weren't getting paid. So what would happen is, obviously they would try and get out of Valve. It's not easy, as anyone in here would know, to get out of Valve these days. And they would say, yes, we'll look into it. Now, the way the workshop works is that they can only pay on that date. Like, nobody gets paid outside of that window. So then what happened was every month, like, the payment wouldn't come through, and they would again reopen the conversation with Valve and say, hey, this not happened, there's been a bug again, like we didn't get paid, and all right, don't worry, we'll look into it, we'll fix it. This went on all throughout the year.
This is still going on for some people.
This is still going on.
Yes, yeah. And this is affecting every single tournament organizer in Dota 2.
It's affecting more than just the organizers, but it does start with that.
Let's start there. Like,
it affects,
it affects everybody that does anything in the workshop.
Everyone. Yeah, agreed.
Well, except the artists. This issue has not affected the artists for some reason. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But basically, this entire year has been a big clusterfuck, and it's getting to the stage now where it's just so ridiculous. You have a big group of teams and managers and organizations in a huge chain with Valve saying, like, what is going on? Why isn't this fixed? We had a couple organizations have flown out to Seattle to sit down in person and discuss this issue to find out what's going on. Because
the fact that that's okay, can I just say the fact that that's necessary is unfucking believable. And this is not like a one-time thing. This has happened a lot for a lot of different tournaments and organizations where they literally have to go to Valve to just like get anything done, to discuss anything. Holy shit! Someone's
one of the
toilet.
Charlie.
What?
Charlie.
Oh my God, this program is shit. Fuck Conrad.
Going back to Skype next week. Fuck you, Conrad.
This program is shit.
Fire Conrad.
That's your boy.
All right, continue. Sorry, continue.
So basically, as this process is going along, as it gets later into the year, the teams are saying, "Where the fuck's my money? I haven't been paid for this. I haven't been paid for that." I had examples of tournaments going back to like February. I mean, I had a tournament that ended in, let's say, February, March, April time. They didn't get their first payment, until the end of September. Now, you still have some organizations. I'm just gonna like Starter haven't been paid for season 9. And you have to think, like, when you talk about a tournament like Starter, they have a base prize pool of like 80,000 or 50,000 or whatever your base prize pool is. If your ticket then goes on to raise $200,000, you're pretty much nearly every organization, with the exception of something like maybe ESL, are not in a position to just say, "Oh, don't worry, I'm just going to go to the bank and withdraw that."
Just pull it out of my pocket. Okay, here's $200K.
it's a ratio question, right? Because their base prize pool was 50,000, 30,000 reserved for travel. And then,
Yeah.
oh, by the way, we happen to be really successful at selling a ticket in the store, which is, by the way, exactly what Valve wants you to do, is make
Yeah.
a product that everyone fucking buys because they take the lion's share of it. But, well, unfortunately, when your base prize pool is like this big and the amount you raise is this big, it's kind of hard to just have the cash flow to pay that.
It's not realistic. And even if you are someone like ESL who has the cash flow, you're not going to just pay that money out. That you might underpay, you might overpay. There's tax there. There's so many issues. You would just not pay that money out of your own bank until you got confirmation from Valve and how much is coming your way. Basically, it would be too risky.
Yeah, especially not even adding the fact of like there's a lot of little things in the workshop system that can change the final amount you're getting paid depending on like people charging back, people's cards failing, multiple purchases getting accidentally reported. Yeah. So that amount you can't just like YOLO pay because that might not actually be the amount you get.
Yeah. That's why sometimes you see when a tournament ends, like their final prize pool may go up by like 1,000 or down by 1,000. That's literally like you have to take into account people who have bought tickets or bundles on like a scammed credit card that gets reverted and you don't get that money obviously because it's not, that money hasn't been paid, it was a scam. So there's all these different factors, and then you have also the Perfect World and Nexon cuts, which you're not 100% sure on how much is coming from there. So like this all stems back to not having the proper tools to know how many tickets you sold, and also not knowing how much is actually going to come your way in money terms and like volume. And again, this is just the base of the issue, because then the biggest impact here is that all the teams and all the players are getting fucked because they're not getting paid. They're getting super frustrated. They're shouting at the tournaments. The tournaments are going, what the fuck do we do? Nobody wanted to speak out against Valve.
Yeah, kind of get pulled back the curtain here because this is, this has not been a new issue. He's just the person that went ahead and posted about it. So,
and I mean, I think that
base fucking Kennegat.
Based James.
I think that just speaks to volumes of like how frustrated the ESL have been. I mean, everyone's super fucking frustrated right now because it's a joke that this is even happening.
Let's be clear. No, just for people who are gonna freak out. No one's saying Valve is trying to cheat organizers.
Oh yeah, no.
No one's saying Valve is trying to cheat players. The point is, and let's look at a practical example. And Matt, is it okay if I interject? I kind of
yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, I'm
so looking at fucking Gerg in there, dude.
But I can stop Gerging if it's a problem for Matt. Okay, so look at Star Ladder, right? Newbie and VGME pulled out of their event. Now, there's a lot of reasons why they could have pulled out. We talked about some of them. One is like, well, their sponsors really don't give a fuck about a Ukrainian tournament, aside from, well, the team makes more money, they're happy, and, they're more motivated to do better at other big international lands. But that aside, there's also the issue of the insurgency on the border of Ukraine and Russia. With the Malaysian Airlines flight being shot down, that could be a concern for people. Understandably, you might be worried, having read whatever is being published in the Chinese.
Dude, you might get Ebola.
What?
You might get Ebola. That was a joke.
Fucking great.
It was a joke, dude.
I thought getting Ebola because I've been told my mic's too loud, it's too quiet. So.
No, it was a joke about Ebola, which
okay. So if you take
that is like a terrible thing to joke
maybe
about.
In bad taste, but
well, I mean it's Gerg Live, right? So what do you?
I mean,
what do you expect, Charlie?
To finish off your point, LD, is that those two teams were very disappointed about Season 9 and not getting paid. They don't come from a situation like, don't forget, Starters had 8 seasons where they've completely paid all the teams and done everything, everyone's been fine. Season 9 is where the issues have arose because of the situation with Valve. But because the Eastern teams don't seem really aware of that situation, they've also used that knowledge of Season 9's not being paid out as the decision to not turn up to Season 10. So the tournaments are even suffering even more because of these, this back issue with Valve. They basically lost their Chinese teams.
Okay, so like Matt, they're gonna pay out these teams eventually. At least I would assume so. Star Ladder has paid out 8 seasons. Like, is Season 9 really the tipping point where they've made so much money they can cash out and stop running Dota tournaments?
No,
I don't really think so. But let's assuming that's not the case, they're gonna pay it out, right? But the problem is they've lost these teams. They've damaged the relationship with Ace and the team ownership, and even if they get that back, like, look at, you fucking read Reddit, you read Team Liquid, you read any discussion forum, probably S-Gamers even worse if you speak Chinese. I don't know, I'm just assuming. The reputation is in the toilet because of something that was out of their control.
Yeah, which is it's a shame that it's had to come to this situation now, but like so much damage has already been done. I just hope we can bounce back from it. I mean, they're still waiting for season 9's payment for a company like Starter who rely on the tickets so much. They would not even think about fucking teams over, because as soon as you can't get a ticket, you are fucked. If you're a company like, if you're operating in Russia or Ukraine, because your advertising revenue there on the stream is going to be much lower than, say, an American tournament. So the bundle and the tickets is very important to you. There's not for
And now season 11 is, I wouldn't, in jeopardy might be strong, but
I mean,
season 11 is now a damaged brand.
Yeah.
When it's not,
I know for
they
a
haven't
fact
paid out season 9, but
I know for a fact that teams are hesitant about season 11 because they haven't been paid for season 9, which then this issue comes completely back on Valve, and it's just, again, the organizers getting fucked out of it.
and this is not like Starlighters never done anything wrong, but it's in this particular case, which is a big issue to teams getting paid.
Yeah, money is kind of
now suddenly they're a tournament that might be
let me
cheating.
just remind you, this is D2CL, this is ESL, this is DreamHack, this is Starter, this is you guys, LT. Like, this is everyone who's getting fucked here. Like, nobody's getting paid, or everyone is slowly starting to get paid. Dota Cinema, they only got paid for their tournament that they ran at the start of this year, like just like a couple months ago, like a month ago. It's like crazy. They had to basically they paid out their base prize pool straight away, but then we're just
and their travel stipends as well.
Yeah. Like, it's disgusting actually, and like I was so disappointed. James made that thread, and everyone was like, "Oh, put your pitchforks away." No, that's not what you fucking do. Like, this is a really big issue. Valve needs to be made responsible for this issue. Like, I love the guys, and but this is beyond a joke.
Yeah,
I think it goes back to the initial discussion we were having earlier of this is not the expert. They're a developer-driven company, right? That's how Valve has been so successful making games. Is they don't let people who aren't developers push product out the door, right?
Yeah.
But
it comes down to the fact that if you can't code, you can't work at Valve.
That's not.
I
mean, that's not entirely true, but like,
but
there
there
is
is
that mentality.
You're over Gerging, but there is a certain element of like they want to have someone who's a part of the Dota 2 team, which is mostly the developers, touching everything related to Dota 2. But at some point, it has to go through a review of, all right, we're not just building a game anymore, we're marketing a product, and oh, by the way, we have a lot of customers who are running large international events. And we have to make sure that we're handling our tax issues, that we're paying them in a timely fashion, that we're above board when it comes to any visa problems, and that we're not in any way having them work on U.S. soil when they're not allowed to. Like, there are more complex issues than just development issues, and they're not experts at it for the developers, and they shouldn't be. They're not. Who can be? You can't. But
yeah, you can't be experts of everything.
And you have to remember just like how much they benefit from these players, these teams, these organizations playing their game, running these tournaments, taking part in them. It builds everything up for their own international event. You can't fuck these guys over. These are your, you should be taking care of these guys, looking after them. The fact that tournaments and teams, they struggle to even get a baseline communication open is silly. Like, surely, like, you want to take care of those people who are making, throughout the rest of the year, your game look amazing and great.
Yeah, and I mean, the other thing about this that kind of bothers me is it's not like Valve is doing this purely as a service to the tournaments. Valve also makes a fuckload of money from everything in the workshop. So, and that money obviously is coming into their pockets with no problem, but then getting the rest out to the people who actually run it, because of the way that the workshop system is set up, is just such a huge problem. Like, I don't know. It really bothers me. Like, there's still things existing from even Valve, like TI. There are still existing payments that need to be paid from TI because of this entire new system.
Okay, now I will come at this from the Valve side and say that is not the only reason some people haven't been paid. I'm pretty sure there are people who haven't been paid since TI 1 because they never submitted their fucking tax forms. And if you're running a large business in the United States, you do not pay people who are not from the US unless they submit their tax form. You just don't. Or if you do, you withhold everything, but then you still need to know where to send the money.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, you're somewhere in Ukraine. Go find Daniil. I swear. He's like right that way. Like, you turn when you come to the border with Poland and you'll definitely find. No, it doesn't work like that. So it's definitely more complicated than that. At the same time, they should. It does feel like they could be a little bit more proactive. For example, in the Starladder case, if they come out and make a statement, listen, there were payment issues. It wasn't Starladder trying to cheat the teams. That would probably go a long way to restoring their brand.
Yeah, and the other thing is, it's also not Valve trying to cheat anyone. It's just the system is unacceptably slow, and the amount of time it takes them to fix it. It's Valve. I mean, it's Valve time. It's it feels bad that that's just a classic example, but that's kind of what it is,
Yeah. I mean, this issue is going to get fixed. Obviously, everyone's going to get paid and everything.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that
it's just a matter of time, a long
time.
time.
For
tournaments
so long,
can't function without this money. If you're not paying out teams, then teams won't sign up for your tournament. So then you're fucked because it's taking so long.
For so long, this was kept behind closed doors because of once this does come out, it does a lot of damage to the scene. I think. Well, when you're in a position where the players are then blaming the organizations, and then people saying, right, I'm not going to buy those tickets. I'm not going to support these guys. I guess you reach that breaking point where you do have to come out in public and reveal what's going on because the situation is just spiraling out of control, and and they take a lot of they pull a lot of changes off Reddit, so hopefully they'll see this one and go, oh, maybe we should improve that one a bit quicker.
Yeah, that's the summation of my thoughts on this topic. It's just really incredibly frustrating, to be honest. And shout out, I guess, to James for actually posting this. I don't know. I know. Charlie.
Why is Charlie just not talking?
Charlie has thoughts on this, but Charlie's fucking bitch made, dude.
I'm so bitch made.
He is
so
absolutely a guy.
I mean,
Charlie, I should have changed your fucking name back to no comment because that's all you've been fucking
I'm
this week,
under-Gerging this episode. I'm definitely under-Gerging.
Well, can you fucking
come
pick
at
it up?
Come at it from a manager's angle. Why? How do you feel when you find out Starladder still hasn't paid us? It's been 7 months. What's your reaction as a team?
I mean, you've sort of.
Well, yeah, we
covered.
Yeah, of course we covered it. But can you give us your
reaction?
Fucking?
Yes,
can we give us your
you
goddamn
have.
opinion? You fuck. Jesus Christ.
I mean, my opinion is exactly yours. This is dick.
This is dick. All
and
right.
This is absolutely dick. Yes, I mean it's incredibly frustrating. I have
okay. Now okay.
Okay. You know what? I'm about to Gerg.
All right.
So the most frustrating part is that it's been 6 months since Starladder, and other payments that we've received that we can't pay out because we don't have things like a sales report or stuff like that, or other things. It's been longer than 6 months, and I have players asking about it all the time. Where's my money? Where's the payments for this stuff? And I'll tell them things like, we haven't gotten paid out yet. We don't have a sales report, so we can't actually pay you. Or we don't have, or tournaments haven't paid us because they haven't gotten the prize pool from the ticket sales from Valve. And so I've been telling them this for basically since I signed on for about 10 months now. And it gets to the point where I'm telling them this for this long, and it's and there's this sheen around Valve where it's they can do no wrong. And it's incredibly frustrating because after 10 months of telling them this, they're I don't understand. There's no way Valve doesn't pay in time. They paid out TI in a month. What is taking them so long with this? So then it becomes an issue of credibility. I'm telling them these things, but there's this reputation about Valve that they're untouchable.
And so to put some clarification.
And then so.
Can I just clarify a statement? So you mentioned the 10-month thing. My impression of a lot of this situation, which is for a lot of organizations that have multiple things in the store, is when you get money from Valve, they send you a lump sum to your bank account. There's no report that goes along with it. It doesn't say, X amount of money is from this, X amount of money is from this, X amount of money is from this, X amount of money is from this. So if you're in a position where you have many things in the store and you have to pay different people, you're fucked because all you have is a giant lump sum of money, right?
Okay, let's
Right.
say you're the GG agency.
Let's say you're the GG
and you
agency.
happen to have
all of this
5
like,
teams,
bundles of shit,
and you just get one payment.
Yeah,
Sure.
that is impossible
Right.
to do.
I mean, like let's.
Well, I'm just fucking with you.
Like fuck off. Like let's take the 5. Like I already told you that that article.
I'm
There's
just messing with
so
you, buddy.
inaccurate.
Go on.
So
Okay, relax,
inaccurate.
Charlie.
Then it's more teams.
For the first thing, like here's the thing. Here's the thing.
So it's 10
God
teams.
damn.
we have 2 teams, and then we have the D2L. So all of that money gets it's a lump sum. I have no idea what to pay Alliance, what to pay EG, what the breakdown of the D2L ticket sales are.
You can't do. You literally can't do anything.
Yep.
These tools are coming. Like, this is why they've been redoing the entire backend system. These tools are coming. It's just a case of like when.
Yeah, but I mean, it's fine to say they're coming, but they're fucking over everyone who works in the scene because of it.
Like, I mean, they promised these tools like so long
Is this where
ago.
you just say Valve time?
Yeah, you just
and
have to.
shrug?
Like,
Oh my god.
what else
What-
can you say? It's like,
Are there
I
si-
mean, you
I
can
mean, there's
pencil
gotta be
them in.
there's gotta be a situation where Valve time doesn't cut it though.
Like how? Yeah.
I don't know how long has it been. How long has it been since they've
Well, I showed you
like
the
well things
That goes
like
back- that
I mean, it goes
to-
back to things like it goes back earlier than that. It goes back to things like team pennants. It goes back to
Well, yeah, that's.
Yeah, I mean,
the team
I-
pen system is a whole.
Go-
breed of fish.
yeah. I mean, it also goes back to like when were cosmetic first introduced. Who was the first team to issue out a cosmetic for like branded to a player or branded to the team itself? It goes back all the way then. But this is over a year.
Dude, hearing Aaron in the background is just perfect.
Yeah. Sorry,
Beautiful
he's casting.
He's
Beautiful.
going ham.
Yeah.
I'm so hyped right now.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I can personally say that my dumbass emailed Valve like I think it's at least a year ago saying, "Hey, it would be nice for us if we had reporting. You know, just an unimportant fish in your pond." I'm sure other people like Team Fortress 2 is where they first started doing workshop stuff, right? So probably
Yeah,
you'd
the
have to go
workshop's
back to
been
that.
around for, it's been
It's
around
TF
for a long fucking time.
TF2, right? Like 3 years,
Yeah.
4 years.
And it's all on the same system, so like they had the same issues. Like,
Oh, my
You know.
frozen again.
No, you're good, dude.
I don't know.
It
My audio
occasionally
keeps on
freezes,
cutting
but
in and out.
It's been fine for me.
Getting
but
an LD
if
face.
if it's fucking Gerg and you, then we'll switch. We'll figure. out the solution next time.
This Zoom shit is gurging.
That's on Conrad, dude.
Why don't we have breaks on the show? Jesus
Well,
Christ.
I mean, we
dude.
could have had a break, but we fucked up, man. It was too much.
We're gonna keep going.
I mean, we're keep going now because we're.
All right, I'm just gonna go take a break. I'll be back in like.
What the fuck?
What?
I need fucking water, dude. Jesus Christ.
All right. Okay. So
Aren't you drinking it right there?
Yeah,
It's
but I'm out
BTS,
now,
bro.
Charlie. I'll be right back.
all right. Do we want to take a 2-minute break and we'll? All right. We're taking a 2-minute break. Fucking
I mean,
LD just
I'm a
decided
human
for
being
everyone.
here, dude.
We'll be back in 2 minutes. And
I gotta go poop in my bed or something.
Oh, Jesus! Everyone can go fuck themselves, and we'll be back in a little bit. Welcome back to Gerg Live, home of the Gerg's LD monolith.
Why stop at 16? Like, just
Matt,
fucking get them all.
we're back now.
I mean, every other organization.
Well,
is
yeah, you got to think
might
about
as well.
It's
Man, that's a good
hashtag
point.
All right,
all
you
the
guys,
players.
you guys are unmuted, boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Are we?
It was
Well.
only like the last like half second,
Well.
so I don't think.
Well,
Well,
I
Like, do you
love,
just
I
fucking ignore
love
me?
the GG agency. I really look forward to their
you,
future.
you know, oh please, you know, if I didn't work here and if I
in the
didn't work,
break, LD,
It-
BTS was just bought out in the break by
Yeah.
GTA.
if I didn't work,
LD went
I-
away to sign the contract. That's why.
I'll go fuck off.
You guys want some Skype logs? I can produce them right now. I swear we weren't bought.
If I didn't
just
work
need,
for this
like,
agency,
48
and if I didn't work for this company, and I worked in esports, I'd probably kill myself.
You'd probably kill yourself if you were dead already, Charlie.
What?
Like, you
What the fuck?
just hate life that much. You'd find a way to come back to life to kill yourself again. I mean, good for you. You're
That
so
was
stuck
like
a
the
fucking
worst
test.
fucking joke ever.
Jesus. All right. Anyway,
All right, so we were talking about Valve. A quick summation is Valve has, as far as we know, Valve has all the good intentions of paying out. They just take for fucking ever because of all these new things. If you're coming back from, well, just joining us, I guess. But
why does your mic sound so shitty? By the way,
Oh yeah, you're Robo.
I'm Robo.
You're a robot.
I don't know, dude.
where's
That's
that
on you.
fiber optic line, dude?
Dude, okay, if we want to talk about fucking monopolies, how about fucking Comcast, dude? Holy shit. I literally cannot get another internet provider in my goddamn apartment. They just raised my rate by $20 a month. I can't do fucking anything
I'm
about
only,
it.
I'm only.
Greg,
hearing-
we don't want to talk
Dude.
about enough.
Gerg,
All right,
I'm only hearing like every other word you're saying.
All right, well,
All I hear is Comcast. Really good.
all right, well,
Great.
I can hear you, so whatever. Just
Yeah, this program's shit.
For the record, Gerg insisted on this.
okay. I tried it with like 2 people and it was great.
Congrats.
All right,
I
whatever.
can't even hear anything anymore. What's going on? Hello?
He's eating. He muted his mic, dude.
Me? I didn't mute my mic.
You stopped talking.
All right, you know what? We're just gonna have to move along here.
Can you host the show, Greg? Like, it's Gerg Live.
It's Gerg Live, but
You're Gerg.
we were talking about Valve. Do you guys still want to talk about Valve? Are you done with Valve? Have we aired our grievances? I'm mostly pointing that direction at Matt since Charlie's a bitch and LD already talked a lot.
Okay, it's not really about. It's not like. Just to be clear, it's not like airing your grievances at Valve. It's
Dude, that's basically what it is.
let's be
real.
it's not. It's not
Let's-
personal like that, right? Like,
No, of course it's not fucking personal. I mean,
the reality of the space. They are essentially they control
Yeah, I
the
mean,
game.
LD wants the Summit free ticket. Like, he's not perfect.
yeah, definitely not.
And hopefully our
Still
tournament
loves the
is
game. He
so
still
shit.
loves the
It's,
scene. Yeah, he loves
it's-
the guy.
It's definitely not personal. It's just more of a case of like, we've had this situation. It's gone on for way too long. It definitely needs fixing. Everyone should be up to scratch now to where everything's gone wrong. So hopefully we can just set things, better going forward. So yeah, next topic.
All right. Well, we've pretty much covered most of the topics here. Only things I have left on here are match fixing in regards to the Southeast Asia Arrow / Mineski drama and
Slash GGA.
So, because we own that team as well. Spoilers.
and the other thing I've got on here is server rules, but I don't really want to talk about that. So LD, I know you have a very strong opinion about this match fixing thing that's going on. You've had to remove teams from the summit. Why don't you give a little summation of the situation and just
Does the situation really matter that much? Like, let's be honest. Our viewers are what? It's 8 p.m. in North America, on the West Coast of North America. It's people in SEA are
okay?
largely
Some
just waking
SCA
up, right?
people.
Like, it's more like what
That's
is
fair.
match fixing due to the scene, and what's the
Okay,
how does match
fair enough.
fixing fit in? So from my perspective, like the issue is, it's a lot of it does tie back to the situation in Southeast Asia, right? Where prize pools are shit, players get paid very poorly, internet's not very good, careers are very short because there's a history of military service and requirements for that in a lot of these countries. You look at Singapore, that's a great example, and probably the big one because Singapore has the most well-known, a lot of the top professional players, like relative to the population of the country, right? So there's a lot of systemic issues within Southeast Asia where it's not really that lucrative to play Dota 2 for a living. But you see TI4, you love Dota, you want to play Dota for a living. But then you wake up to the hard, cold reality of, oh shit, I'm not making money. And I have to buy food. I have to pay for rent. You know, if I happen to have a baby, I got to take care of the baby. So what do? Well, I got a solution for you. You bet on your matches because guess what? Most of the tournaments you're playing, if you're not Mushi's team, you're not the next two in the list, which I guess lately has been Execration and Johnny's Revenge. If you're not in like that top 6, why bother trying to win your games? And also, especially once you're eliminated from the tournament. If you run a round robin format, particularly vulnerable to this, it is a downside of the format, and we're guilty of it. We're running it, but
us too.
You might as well there's upsides to the format, but the downsides are at some point matches really don't matter. You just play them out because you promised your viewers a certain number of games. I'm sure if we had Kenneget here, he would love to chime in about how bad promising numbers of games is seen, but he would fucking slay us all. But fortunately, Kenneget's not on the call. He's probably sleeping.
No, I already got picked off by Valve.
They sent their best snipers. All right, so essentially, basically, the amount of money you can make from betting in SEA is very high relative to the rewards you can expect to obtain from trying to win. For most teams, there are exceptions. Like obviously, for Mushi's team, it's very valuable to try to play to win. Also, they have savings, right? Because they did very well at TI3, and they've done pretty well at other tournaments since then. Why is
Are you done?
Hello?
I mean, I had this conversation.
You just
with
fucking stopped in the
ISIS.
middle of your conversation. What the fuck?
That
dude?
was the point.
Okay. Well, do you have an opinion about this?
At this point, I
You
can't
removed
tell
the
if
team-
somebody's not talking anymore or like the audio is just cutting out.
Okay. The short version is it's an ecosystem thing. Like this is not going to be an issue in other regions until the amount of money you can bet on Dota 2 Lounge is in the 4 or 5 digits. This will be an issue in SEA because the amount of money you can win for the average tournament is very low. And there's even if it's a big tournament, there's the one qualifier slot. Like North America is more prone to this than Europe or China. Because on average, the number of big money tournaments in those regions is a lot greater, and there's more slots for those regions, even if they're an international event overall across the globe. So you have less incentive to cheat because you're more likely to get to go to the LAN and have a chance to compete for the money. That's it.
I understand why they did it, but in order to...
And let me just finish. It doesn't justify the cheating. I'm just saying, yes, they should be absolutely punished. I mean, we kicked them out of our league. At the same time, that's not okay, yeah, fuck the match fixers. We're all done here. Anyone ever match fixes, fuck them. Because it's going to happen again. They'll just be a little bit smarter. They'll be a little bit more careful. They won't use Facebook, which logs everything that you type, ever. In case someone hacks your account, well, you're fucked. But yeah, it doesn't make situation.
Yeah,
It's just a shame because the damage it causes to the scene. I mean, obviously that's a quick way out, is doing fucking match fixing and shit. But the goal they have to get to in the end is to get more sponsors on board and more people willing to invest in their region. This just sets them back fucking years. But I believe that I still think any player ever caught involved with a situation like this should never be allowed to play in an international. Because I think, well, that's what even solo. Love the guy, but if you're ever caught involved in this situation, or at least if the players knew that if they got caught, they would never be allowed to take part in an international event or the qualifiers or anything, I'm sure they would think twice about doing it. Obviously, some people still are going to do it. But we need a much stronger. We see this happening across all fucking games. We need some stronger stance on it, really, or else it's just going to keep coming up.
Yeah, and the other thing here, which is sort of a recent development, is it looks like Arrow have been disqualified from or removed from Synergy League indefinitely, forever.
No, they're banned for life. I believe is the.
Isn't that the same
That's exactly what he just said.
Yeah, indefinitely is generally
I mean,
forever.
yeah, it's like Bob's
Because
your uncle.
apparently,
yeah, of course. Like,
I mean, the claim here is that DDZ posted the evidence that he posted in his like apology was just fake. I don't know. I have not looked carefully enough at any of these things. I have an opinion about that, but that's the implication at least.
well, like,
Okay, my thing is like we can definitely get into it about Arrow. I'm fine if that's what we want to do, but if it wasn't them, it would be someone else, right? Like it's MSI, it's Mineski, and these guys who are behind the cheating ring. How much have you read of it, Greg? Are you familiar with the situation?
I'm familiar with the situation. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, for those who aren't familiar, it's basically there are a couple guys who happen to be from the Philippines who organized a ring of cheating. So you bet on Dota 2 Lounge, you convince people to fix their matches, and you say, hey, you get a cut of the prize money, or in this case, the rares. You sell them, through some.
I mean, rares are like Arcanas and stuff are like pretty valuable.
They have value, yeah. Absolutely, and that's it. Like but just like why does it automatically stop at these three teams? There's probably more that aren't caught. It's possible, and in fact, very likely that many players on the teams that are banned or in trouble now weren't complicit, had no fucking idea what's going on. But you can't assume they don't know what's going on. Like, what are you gonna do as an organizer? Like, oh well,
maybe it won't happen again.
We don't have Skype logs from them, but their team was throwing matches and they played really shit that game, or someone else was confirmed to have thrown a match. So we'll cut him some slack. Like next time they'll be smarter is the problem. So you have to earn. It's kind of like, well, you are on the side of just banning them, or you don't do anything.
I agree. I mean, I think if something like this happens, you just remove them forever. I don't think there's really, I don't know if there's any sideways, maybe the thing that actually really bothers me is the whole solo thing. He got banned for life from Starladder and then made the playoffs like the next season or something. Didn't he? Like went very far in the tournament.
Yeah, well, the solo situation, I think it was, I want to say like the management went directly to the people behind Starladder and bypassed Vlad. Like, whenever the situation arose, Vlad said solo was actually, he did a lot more than just 3-2-2. Like there were other instances where him and his friends had made bets and made off it. Like, and he was very angry that he was able to work his way back into the scene so quickly. Like, honestly, like until you put harsher punishments in place, like if not being able to participate in an international and stuff like that, or lifetime bans across all the big organizers, like people are just going to keep doing this. I feel like.
And Matt, it kind of goes back to Charlie's earlier point about, well, I mean, he didn't get to go into it too much because we were all yelling at him, but there's reasons why teams should work together to some extent, right? And the same is true for organizers. Like there's reason, because let's say D2L and Starladder and Dream League all decide, yeah, Empire can play our league. They're a good team, right? When they actually play to win, which they've, as far as I can tell, have done nothing but since a long time before Sol ever joined them. Oh, we don't have Empire. Well, who are you going to replace them with? Like, I don't think you can name 8 other teams that are guaranteed better and more deserve to be in a Western tournament right now.
Yeah,
unless you just say if you've ever been potentially involved with match fixing, your entire team, like history before and after that event, no one, like they can never play a major event.
It all depends, like on if you can pin it down to one individual user or if you suspect more people. It's there's so many different factors that take place. It's very hard to just say, yeah, just ban them.
Yeah, I mean, it's situation by situation, right? And in instances like this, when it's pretty clear, it's just a couple of players, you can say these players, can never play again. But in a situation, that is much more vague, then you run into this really bizarre issue. It's like, do we just ban the whole team? Like, do we remove all those players from playing in any of our tournaments from now on? It's, it's not. There's no clear solution to a situation like this. At least in my opinion.
I mean, it all stems back to having, these betting sites in place and ready for people to use. Like, I still don't think any player for any team should be allowed to be making bets. Like,
yeah.
How do you guys feel about the idea that someone said, like, why don't you just not have bets on SEA games? And I mean, I think that's like oversimplifying, but why don't you not have bets on games where the amount to be gained from a bet is relatively high compared to the amount that you can gain from winning the game? Like, is that a solution?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
I mean, so you're gonna limit the amount that you can bet on a game, but you're gonna allow betting itself.
Well, no, or you just say, because this match could easily be fixed.
There's so many different
no betting.
No, there's I mean, if you're going to use that as the criteria, they're like,
we're talking about like Dota 2 Lounge, for example, right, Charlie? Like you could fix TI4 Grand Finals. What they fucking do? How much money could you possibly make? There's a limit.
I mean,
right?
that's
not adding up
like,
to close to what you can get by actually winning the match. Right?
Like
you
there's
keep
so many
cutting
different
out. This is
sides,
actually
though.
so awful.
There's so many different sides you have to take into account, though. Like Dota 2 Lounge is just rares and arcanas and everything. Like, what about the real money sides? Like, there's just too many factors here at play. Like,
yeah, I mean,
it's not really that vague though. It's you look at how much money is at stake from that match or at the tournament as a whole. If it's not like a deciding match, and then you look at how much can be gained from rares on average. Like, what's the most money someone has ever gotten from Dota 2 Lounge? Ever. I mean, there's a limit. You can't win $1 million off Dota 2 Lounge for any match.
I mean, I don't think this is a great solution.
I'm not saying it's a great solution. I'm just saying it's one solution.
I mean, do you think that?
I think it's a shit solution there.
I mean,
if you want to, there are like other more systemic and universal ways to sort of fix this issue, rather than like limiting the amount of bets you can make on D2L.
Players just shouldn't be able to bet. Is I think for me at least what it comes down to.
That's not a solution.
I don't think.
Of course, players aren't allowed to bet on their own games. Like, okay, players not allowed to bet. Period. Fine, but they'll just give money to someone else. Like that's even more short. I agree with you guys. It's a very short-sighted solution. I just wanted to bring it up for discussion because something a lot of people brought up. Like,
I mean, I think a consideration of something like Dota 2 Lounge takes a look at games, and if it's truly a game that means nothing in terms of results of the tournament, then you can consider not listing it. But that's a lot of work, there's a lot of extra effort that has to go in that from Dota 2 Lounge's side. And to be frank, I mean, I guess this is sort of their problem, but it's really not their problem.
and again, you guys are just focused on Dota 2 Lounge. What about the real money betting?
Yeah,
sites?
the Pinochle and stuff.
Like, there's so many factors there. It's a very hard situation to fix. So then you have to look at different angles, like the punishment and other factors. So like, but yeah, I don't know. It's fucked up. It's a shame because the SCA region is probably one of the ones that are struggling the most, and
Things like this really
helping get. Yeah. They just fucked themselves over. Like, it's disappointing.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't have any other topics really to talk about. There was.
Do you want to talk about the ping shit?
I mean, we can talk about servers. I mean, I think it's worth a discussion. It's less of an issue now. So basically, last week or this week, there was a Dota Pit match between 4 Anchors and EG, the Finland team.
We're just fucking everywhere.
Yeah, well, shut the fuck up, dude. You think? Never mind. Never mind. And one of the games was played on US East, or actually both the games were played on US East, right?
Yes, both of the games.
Both the games were played on US East
as per the rules.
And the rules of Dota Pit basically say, if a North American team plays versus a Western European team, both games are on US East, because the majority of the teams in North America that at least are in our tournament are based on the West Coast. You have EG, which is California, plus Artor,
Vancouver,
plus PPD, who is much less west, but still sort of in the middle of the country. And then you have Zai, obviously, who is European. And then there's Complexity, who at this point is completely West Coast. They're all living in the team house. And then we have Sna, who's sort of all over the place, but some of them live on the West Coast. So we put this rule in as sort of a way, because US East is really the fairest server when you look at, if a team from Sweden is playing or something, the average pings from Sweden to US East and from the West Coast to US East are actually fairly even. The issue, I think, that came down to this is that Finland was considered a Western European country, because when you look at, like, geographically, they're not really a Western European country, but the way that the server routing tends to work and things like that, their ping to US East is, in my opinion, acceptable compared to US West on Luxembourg. US West to Luxembourg is like 250 pretty reliably, sometimes more. So that's sort of the reasoning behind the rules. And really the intent of the rules is that if you're an EU East team, meaning in our minds at least, the intentions here was if you're a CIS team, then you split servers, because US West to Lux is still shit, but there's no reason to play 2 games on East, because CIS to West or to East is pretty shit as well. So there's a lot of controversy around this, like preferential treatment. things like this. And I just want to say that these have been the rules since we started the tournament. We didn't change the rules for this game. And FinStack were aware of, as far as I know, aware of the region that they should have been playing in. So,
I mean, if they weren't, that's on
them.
them.
Finland is West or East Europe?
Well, we play geographically. It's Eastern. It's kind of Eastern, right? But
it's Western. Finland is Western Europe. They're on the border, but they're classed as Western.
Okay, I mean that's fine.
I'm pretty
well, I mean,
90% sure. I'm pretty sure it's like Western Europe, Finland.
Well, okay, Matt, is Poland Western Europe? Because they're literally directly north-south of each other.
I'm
not fucking with you. I'm just saying.
It goes back on the influence from the Soviet Union times from the Second World War. So
I mean, we're not. I mean, the issue is not whether they're politically.
Yeah, no.
Okay, we actually had the same debate, right? Me, Greg, and Charlie like a week ago. And Charlie's point was, I think first of all, the rules are dumb. And secondly, it doesn't matter what the rule, like, it's also...
No, my point isn't that the rules are dumb. My point is that those are the rules. You signed up for them. If you wanted your team classified as something else, you argue for it. Or you do something differently. But you went in, you didn't say shit. That's what it is. Like, that's on you. The system is adversarial. If you don't like it, tough. You like either get better or get the fuck out.
Yeah. All right. I can't find
I completely agree with that. Yeah.
I mean, the job of a manager is to advocate for your team. So when rules like this come out, you can make your own judgments. Give feedback on the rules. And the other thing which really complicates this whole issue is that Four Anchors was a really late addition to the tournament since Alliance left the tournament. There hasn't been a public statement about this anywhere, but Alliance has left Dota Pit. Chessie is extremely injured. Won't go into the specifics, but basically they're trying to limit the amount of tournaments that they're playing at the moment. And there was no drama about this. Kelly has been extremely helpful in helping us find a replacement team, recommending a replacement team, etc. So that's the reason why Alliance left the tournament.
From my point of view, it just seems like you were following your own rule set, so I don't see anything wrong with it.
The problem,
Me either, but Reddit did.
Actually, where the problem comes in is the rule set says it's based on Eastern
it's vague. It's vague.
Or where most people think it should be, which is
also.
pings,
I mean, this is also ignoring
the ultimate arbiter. That's the logical way to.
Yeah. And if we looked at pings, Greg took screenshots.
Yeah, I posted a screenshot of
pings. 2 USC servers was the fairest.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're also a shameless NA Dota advocate, so you're biased in the eyes.
Well, I mean, either way,
not you, Charlie. You're the manager.
Oh, okay. It doesn't matter who it is. He took screenshots. The numbers are there. The numbers aren't biased.
Here's the thing.
And
if you
average out the pings for both those matches, USC is the fairest.
I agree. USC is the fairest, but the point is Greg's coming from a place of. People are going to assume he's biased because he's always a very vocal NA Dota advocate. That's what happens.
I mean, that's fine. It's baggage.
Yeah. Gerg wasn't even the ad. Gerg's not even the ad.
Also, to make it clear, High Ground TV is not the admins for this tournament. We helped organize it. I invited all the teams, and I helped with random stuff with Valve and stuff like that. But as far as the actual adminning from the matches go, it's not us.
The admin of the match
from
is
Croatia.
Actually, he's from Croatia.
Yeah. So
paid off by an NA Dota.
Yes. GG. Good Game Agency has also bought Dota Pit. So,
Charlie's my new boss, boys. I'm going to kill myself tomorrow.
How much did Alex pay you for all this? You disgusting Gerg.
Oh, man. So here's, I
tweeted the pings. Monster can, Charlie.
And
it's empty now.
You can make your own judgments. I mean, this is just sort of the inherent problem with cross-region play, which is why obviously a lot of tournaments don't do it now, because you run into issues like this. But if you're an online-only tournament, you want to invite all the best teams that aren't in China, then you run into this issue sort of unavoidably at some point. You can contain it to the playoffs or something, but you're going to run into this issue sooner rather than later. And that's honestly, this is part of the reason why we did the series of 2 groups, because it makes individual wins and losses versus teams a little bit less important in terms of I lost this team, so I can't advance. It's an overall point system, so you're not punished as heavily for losing against a team.
Greg, the unfortunate thing is it's a bad format.
Yeah, I mean it's a cross region format.
No, not because of that. You don't have a winner.
So
You know how important Dota 2 Lounge is, right? Like, do you know how often bets
man,
are returned?
there's
in
a
BO2?
Alright, you guys are killing
Too
it.
often. It's a bad format for viewership because half the time the bets are returned, so they're very reluctant to feature them because returning bets is a fucking pain in the ass for Dota 2 Lounge. So they tend not to feature them. They say, fuck your BO2 format, unless you're like WPC Ace or, well, I mean, fuck them at this point, but, back when they first came out, they were a big deal.
Oh, they still haven't paid, by the way.
just to set that on top. Oh God.
But yeah, BO2 is not good for Dota 2 Lounge because you can't always declare a winner. Therefore, you have to sometimes return rares. Therefore, they're reluctant to feature the games. Therefore, your games don't get featured, which means you get less viewers.
I mean, all of our games are listed.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, for now.
That can change.
Oh, what are you saying, dude? Are you threatening me? I'm gonna come to your house.
I'm not threatening anyone. Dude.
All right. Well,
It's okay. It's okay. Remember, we bought Dota Pit,
Oh,
and we
right.
also bought D2L.
So we're good.
You're good. You're good.
We're good.
That's why the D2L matches are.
So now, if we don't convert to a BO2 format in the middle of our tournament,
You're fucked.
we're gonna pull out,
you're
and
gonna pull the fuck out, dude.
Oh.
you're gonna lose all your teams.
So this is one
What are you
last.
gonna do now?
All right.
I also
God.
want ad revenue off the stream.
You pull 2 out, you pull 2
50%.
teams out, and you get a bonus 2 teams out extra.
All right. So we have. There's one more thing that I do want to talk about, which has not been that relevant in the last week or so, but it was extremely relevant beforehand. Since we have Matt on the show, DDos. I want to quickly. I just want to.
Well, yeah,
I think this is.
if we're talking about betting, then DDoS goes hand in hand. I think.
This exactly. So, Matt, I'll explain the situation. There's been teams getting DDoS. There's been Dota TV servers Dota servers getting DDoS due to vulnerabilities in the way that the servers work. And as a result, it's been extremely difficult for some teams to play. A couple of the teams seem to have been repeatedly getting DDoS, and it's extremely fucking awful. So, Matt, go for it, dude.
Before I set this up, when I was away on holiday, I got an email saying, "You're a fucking idiot. You're killing esports. I can't believe you went on holiday when the players need help. I hope you fucking die."
Who
I
sent
was
this
just like,
email?
what?
That was me. That was me. All of
Yeah,
it.
it was Charlie. A PS, do you want to join GGA? No, but basically the DDoS has reared its ugly head again. It seems to be like teams who can. It's Skype again, basically. Like if you can easily track down a specific player, like on Skype by searching their name or their email or some kind of information. And it's basically that Skype's such a piece of shit software, and I'm so fucking mad that we're still using it. But there's literally nobody's willing to get off it or do something else, so we're all stuck on it. So the next best thing is to protect these guys and make sure that connection to Skype is secure. But what we saw happening as well was people actually hitting Valve servers. So for ESL New York during the first day, when you saw 10 players disconnect and the venue was still fine, that's not a venue issue or a player issue. That's a Valve issue. So we were actually eventually got on a private server for ESL New York, and I'm in the process right now of doing the same thing for Starlighter. But we did get a patch off the back of it that fixed a whole bunch of issues that I've been fucking angry about for 2 years now.
Matt, wait,
So-
Matt was the most angry I've ever seen him at the after party for ESL.
Oh, well, my first day at ESL in New York was just fucking so stressful. Yeah, I was pretty angry. But we got that patch, which is nice.
So
I mean, as a tournament now, you can now fall back on local lobbies at your LAN event and still have your customers watching on Dota TV. So if everything works okay.
and
Wasn't that supposed to come a long time ago as well?
Yeah, it was supposed to come shortly after the local lobby system was introduced, but Valve time, blah blah. People moved different projects. Blah blah.
Nobody uses Skype for the voice call functionality. It's
No,
convenient for webcams. We're using something different. It's fine. Charlie's using thing because his stupid HyperX headset is shit.
What?
Doesn't work with this software. But none of us are bitchy
So
about the software.
It's
not a software
It's mainly
problem.
for the group conversations. A lot of tournaments in their rules still say you need your manager or your captain in the Skype group conversation. So it's
because at the moment it's really the only way to easily organize things. It's the only thing that everyone
have,
has.
your players, and it's the only way you can get players IP though if they're not protecting themselves.
Well, you need an instant messaging solution. Like you're not gonna have like a constant call with everyone. Why don't you use Mumble? Because you can't call everyone constantly, and there's not one server you can all use. Because then they'll just DDoS that server.
This is why I wanted to make an esports alternative to Skype, because if you made, let's say you clone Skype, everything that Skype's giving you right now, and then you put systems on top that say automatically pulled in the Dota 2 teams, gave you like a bracket system built into your group chat and all this shit, would you guys like be willing to switch away from Skype if everyone else starts? I think once the organizers start switching away and some teams, like it only takes a few and then everyone starts switching across. Like it's just that alternative isn't there right now, unfortunately.
If the top teams and the top organizers said this is what we're using, people would do it.
Yeah, exactly. But I just don't have the time to do that.
But nobody has any incentive to create it because
because it has to be.
You're running a business, right?
Yeah.
Like,
because no one will pay for it.
I'm just going to be the benevolent organizer who wastes my resources making this client that, if other organizers say fuck it, then, it's useless.
So the next best thing is just to protect these guys. So like, I give the, Charlie will tell you, I give the EG guys some guidance and some of the Navi guys. And it's, you'll notice it's very specific people that I get it constantly hit. It's probably the people who are the easiest to find on Skype usually, so.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is that Rich from Team Liquid put out a tool to make it fairly easy to put your Skype behind a proxy.
Yeah, that's pretty good as well.
So
the only problem with that one is that's like with a service like that, there's a potential that if it does start getting attacked, they might just cut your service off. Whereas I get people going through Amazon really, so it's much more like if someone could take that Amazon, you're fucked anyway. No one, you can't do anything.
They're gonna crash the fucking internet.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So.
But I know it's one of those ugly issues that rears its head. People get lazy. They stop using the protection software stuff, and
a lot of time, a lot of protection software goes down as well.
Well,
if you use a proxy, like we've tried out like a lot of different things. Like in the past, like remember when this
happened
first
before,
came up?
it was like
right. We tried like so many things. There's lots of issues with like.
It was before MLG Columbus. Well, that was when EG had the big issue.
I remember trying to help you guys, and like you never got back to me. And when you did, we found out the issue was like a $30 router, and then we fixed it.
Can we get hired?
I was not employed by EG at that time. That was not me.
You had a chief technical officer.
Wash those hands. Keep on washing them, bro.
Charlie, you're actually fucking disgusting, dude. You're like, that wasn't me.